when you said you were going to do this last year and it didn't happen. This is why we have to learn how to build our want stronger than the paradigm. If the dream is not greater than the paradigm will always win. Your paradigm gives you the ability to really test yourself. And this is why discipline is so important. We have to get in the habit to say no to what is and to say yes to the life we want to live. We got to burn that idea in our mind, because until we burn the idea into our subconscious mind, it stays in our conscious mind, and that's where gathering the information was. And I spent many years before I met Bob, before he taught me this, to really understand that. Now, how do I burn an idea in my mind? You do it through building the image with imagination. You hold the image. You use auto-suggestion, where you say, auto-suggestion is a suggestion from yourself to yourself, where you say it over and over and over and over again. And by doing the repetition of the new fixed idea that we're planning here in the subconscious, everything changes. And you may have to do it for 30 days. You may have to do it for 60 days. Another way is writing out our goals 50 times a day. We write it because writing is burning that image in our subconscious mind. Until we get the image as our dominating image, the results will not change. Now, when you're building your want, now we've planted the new idea in our subconscious mind. No matter what the outside world's telling us, you notice there's no five senses here anymore. We have gotten in subjective control with ourselves. We have detached from our emotions, and we're really doing and really understanding, even if we haven't seen the results yet, you know it's going to happen. You just have this instinct that you know that you know that you know. And so much in your life is going to change. But the key is really staying strong until we build this desire. Desire is our high octane fuel. Now, we got to look at this. We've got to build this desire. We can't minimize the importance of it. Desire is the key to all achievement. And this means you have to be persistent. You have to use repetition. I love this quote by Bruce Lee. He said, "I was never worried about my opponent who practiced 1,000 moves. I was worried about my opponent who practiced one move 1,000 times." Imagine over the next 60 days, you're planning your want and 1,000 times over and over and over and over again. And you get great discipline. You say, I see the results, but I'm using my higher faculties. Guess what you're doing? You're turning that into a desire, and your dream is coming to you. And this is the epiphany of what mindset is. We have to get to the primary cause. We cannot let the outside control us. And with our higher faculties, that's where we tap into our great power. That's where we become one with universal intelligence. And that is where you start. It's not just that you start creating the life, you now know how to create this for anything you do. And a year from now, you're going to do something so much greater. The key is discipline your thinking, hold the image of what you want all day. If you think about why so many brilliant people are stuck, it's not because they're not trying. It's not because they're not spending the hours. It's because they have superior knowledge and inferior results, because they've never understood how to transfer that new idea into their subconscious mind. Now, when we are doing that, everything is changing. Everything is changing. And we have to step up and step out of our comfort zone. If I'm going to achieve, and we're going to get into goals tomorrow, and we're going to get into it very deeply, but if I'm going to achieve my dream, something much greater than I have right now, then I have to, it's not, oh, that'd be great. I have to get out of my comfort zone. And I have to get comfortable stepping up and stepping out and thinking and acting like that person. And I want you guys today, and really get out a piece of paper and really write how you want to live. Like, fall in love with the idea. When we fall in love with the idea, what we do is we harmonize our idea within our conscious mind, our subconscious, and our body. Now, once you do this, that's it. It is over. And if you train yourself with what you want and think and act like that person and picture your desire deliberately, it's a done deal. Now, I will tell you, this is really key, that we understand that the universe is always for expansion and fuller expression. That means I can be better. That means you can be better. And the more we do it, the further we're going to grow. Now, This is a powerful lesson, and I really want you to understand the importance of repetition. It's the repetition of doing this over and over and over and over again, and really get in the spirit. Like if you watch Sandy's lesson this morning, you could see she's in the spirit of it. What I did, whenever I changed my life, I got in the spirit of the coaching. I got in the spirit of surrendering to my dream. Really get in the spirit of what you want. When we get in the spirit of what we want, we get in complete flow. Now, Mikey, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
All right, Iraj, thank you so much. That was incredibly powerful. I would love it if everyone would take a moment to put your biggest takeaway into the chat for us. And now I want to welcome someone else to our session today, our Vice President, Monica DeMarin, who is going to do an incredible job this week, giving us a recap of what Iraj teaches and then an assignment for the day. And this is incredibly important because you're only going to get out of this event what you put into it. And so I want you taking notes, setting aside all distractions and doing the assignment. You have to take action or absolutely nothing is going to happen. So without further ado, I want to introduce one of the most incredible students and coaches I know. Her name is Monica DeMarin. You guys are going to love her. Here she is.
Thanks so much, Mikey. Arash, wow, what a powerful, powerful lesson. Whenever I think of a blueprint to success, I think of what Arash and Bob would say to me. And they always told me from the very beginning, they said, Monica, just follow our instructions. Success is not a secret, it's a blueprint. And when you follow a system that's already designed, an exact roadmap, you are going to win. So today I'm going to emphasize the key points that was taught here today. And there were so many, my page is full. But first off, Arash said from the very beginning, I want everyone to make a decision. And he said, right from the very beginning, make that decision today. And also for the rest of this week, make a decision and fall in love with the instructions that we're going to give you and be that 1 to 3%. This will set up your entire year. I know that decision making is so important. And I want you to understand that you have to act on your decisions. And secondly is understanding that nothing is going to change until you control your mindset. And until you are, what you want is what you truly desire, until that paradigm is altered, nothing will happen. So Arash pressed this point very, very clear today. Nothing will change until you change your paradigm. And just a reminder, a paradigm is a multitude of habits and beliefs that we have stored in a section of our subconscious mind. And it's a deep mental programming, and it impacts every area of our lives. It impacts our income, our business, our health, our time, every area of our life. And it's the repetition. I mean, Arash made it so clear the importance of repetition today. The repetition is going to make the change. It's a very powerful slide that he said he had up here. It said 95% of success is mindset. Those words on that slide were so big. They were so bold. It's huge. It's in our mind is where the wealth and the freedom is. And that 95% of success is repetition at the top of the list. Like, I know this. I love this lesson because I want everyone to listen to this lesson over and over again. Let's really start practicing the power of repetition immediately. And I'm going to promise you one thing. As you rewatch these lessons, you're going to pick up different things that you did not pick up the first time. I can guarantee you that your mind is going to be more open. It's going to open you up to different things that you didn't hear. But open-minded is essential if you want to succeed. I changed my entire life on the power of repetition. I did. I mean, I followed the instructions of my mentors. I'm very coachable. I still am very coachable, but repetition was at the top of the list. And I'll tell you this, I want everyone, I love when he says, really step into our power. You know, our higher faculties is our power source, he said. And Arash told us over and over today, learn how to change a paradigm and you're going to change your life. Like, think about this. If you just change your paradigm around money, like he suggested, like, how would your life change? Like, it changed my life completely. And your wants are so important. Your want is going to get you to move. That's the starting point, is your wants. And then you can't get from where you are to where you want to go if you have no idea what you want, number one. And then that's not enough. He said you have to fall in love with your desire, your goal. It must be properly planted, burn it, sear it. These are the words that he used into our subconscious mind. And your thinking must come from your desire. It's that high octane energy, like it lights you up. And I'll guarantee you this, you will change the way you look at life for the better when your want and your desire is so strong. Like, I'll guarantee you that, but your want and your desire must be stronger than the paradigm. That's when your life really changes. But you have to do your part, right? We're going to teach you this every step this week, is burning that want and that desire into your subconscious mind. You step up and step out. And there's so much power into new thinking what you want, new exercises to stimulate your mind. And this is what we're going to teach you. And I want to highlight one important point that he made. And it's so important. And I want everyone to write it down, circle it if you have to, so you never forget this. He said, your riches is in your higher mental faculties. Everything you want is in your higher mental faculties. And at the suggestion, I remember having conversations with Bob, and he would say, you know, Monica, at the suggestion of any forward movement, your paradigm is going to put up this battle, you know, and Arash said it's going to test you, right? The paradigm is going to test you. Your mind will want to try and figure out the how. This is why we cannot afford to let our present results control our thinking or the outside world. We have to be stronger than that paradigm. Do not let the paradigm steal your dreams. No way. Our dreams are ours. And for some of you, from all the clients that I've coached over the years, some people find it hard to decide what they want, like igniting that inner flame. For some people, it's not easy figuring out what they want. And I do believe that it's about accepting an idea that this can also be for you, right? Because some people might be shy, they might be stuck, or they might be letting their situation dictate, can I actually do this? So they're playing their life small. And the words that he had on the screen, what do you want? These words, like Arash heard it over and over again with Bob, so did I. What do you want, Monica? What do you want? These words are so tiny, they're so simple, yet they're literally the most powerful things you can ask yourself in your life. These words are very powerful. And I encourage everyone, please give yourself permission to unlock your imagination. Let your heart and your mind explore what you truly desire. And perhaps you've been suppressing what you want. Maybe you've been holding it in because, I don't know, maybe you're afraid of what people are thinking or what they're going to say. Maybe you've been suppressing what you want. Today is your day. Today is your day to open that up. Don't have the regret a week from now, or a month from now, or a year from now, that you wish you would have done the work that we're teaching you here today. Desire and mindset is a very magical spot. Somewhere deep inside of you knows the type of person you were designed to become. I know that. And make today that defining moment. That is a decision. Making today that defining moment is a decision. So we're teaching you here, the very first step that you need to do is so you can feel empowered. And we'll give you steps every single day this week. The blueprint is going to be laid out for you. And we're talking about mindset and desire. That means your mindset only thinks about what you want and how you can make it happen. And you say no to everything else. This takes practice. It's going to take practice of daily, deliberately thinking this way. But we're going to teach you how to truly design a life that you love this entire week. And so for some of you, I actually spoke to someone this morning. They said, well, my life is really, really great. And for some of you, your life might be awesome right now. And some of you might be in a tough spot. But either one, build a new mindset, because life can be what we choose it to be. And even if things are going amazingly well, you're barely scratching the surface of what's possible, of what it can be. So I encourage everyone to keep building a bigger picture. And the best secret that I have learned, I'm going to give you guys this secret because I've experienced it myself over the years. Life, wealth, happiness, prosperity, freedom. It's not for the chosen few. This is for everybody. Nobody is different. The people who are winning in life, they have chosen to win, and they do the work. They commit to doing the work every single day, and they work in harmony with the laws. So I'm so happy for all of you guys being here. This is just a touch of the notes that I took, but obviously you're here because you're willing to make changes. So start letting go of what is and let's focusing on what you want. If you want to take your life further, you must alter that paradigm. So I'm going to go through the lesson, not the lesson, sorry, the daily assignment that I'm going to give you. And at the end of this, every single day, I'm going to give you these assignments. And like Mikey said, do the work. We're going to teach you everything that you need. Mikey, Arash, Bob, and Sandy, we're going to give you everything so you can see what's possible. So for today, I want everyone to write out their limiting beliefs and their paradigms. And this is a very powerful exercise because what you're doing is you're saying goodbye to those limitations. You're writing them out and really be with it when you're writing it. Say goodbye to these limitations and write them down. You're releasing it. You're getting them from inside of you outside on this paper, and then you're going to be done with it. And then what you want to do is get your paper and fold it over. And then you want to use the law of polarities, and you want to rewrite that in the polar opposite of your new paradigms that you do want to create. Because if you know what you don't want, you rewrite it in what you do want, then you know what you want. And then after that, I want you to write out a script of how you want to live your life a year from now in full detail. Relationships, business, did you turn your annual into your monthly income? What do you want? And write it down in the present tense. Very important, right? And don't write what you think you can achieve. I want you to write down what you really, really want. Then you get to choose. You're choosing what you put your energy towards. And I don't want it to just be a few lines. Really open your heart up to it. There's a lot of power in this. And the last important step is if you want a full-blown experience, attach your success advisor to your exercise, because you're going to have a success advisor all week walking you through this entire week. And now I am going to hand this video, I'm going to hand this over to Bob. He's going to have a video. It's 16 minutes long where he's teaching paradigms, which pairs so well with today's lesson. And then Mikey's going to come back on and meet with you.
Have you ever figured out why most people stay where they are? It's their paradigm. Paradigm is a mental program that is almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. That's what it is. Yeah, it's a program. You got a program in your subconscious mind. You know, I've got a program here on this computer. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a computer. You're saying, well, it's your phone. Well, it may be my phone, but let me tell you something. There's more power in this phone. There's more program power in this in this phone than was in the computer that took the first man to the moon. You say, get out of here. That's true. There's more power in here. Well, there's programs in this phone. There's people that write those programs. Okay? They write the programs. That's right. They put all the code down on paper. And you know something? The people who write the program for our mind know nothing about how to do it. You may find somebody somewhere where they know a little bit about it. Most people know very little about it. The people that write the code for the program that's going to control your life, because your paradigms literally control your life. Now let me show you how that all happens. Look here for a minute. I want you to look at the mind and paradigms. But let's look at your mind and your paradigm. I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm going to show you, because I'm going to tell you very few people know this. And as you start to understand this, your life will change. In 1934, the year I was born, Dr. Thurman Fleet was very involved in the healing arts and holistic health. He stated the mind is an activity, it's not a thing. No one has ever seen the mind. In order to gain clarity and eliminate confusion, I'm going to create an image that we're going to work with. He's going to create an image of the mind. Nobody's ever seen the mind. Watch closely, my friend. Don't wander off. Bring your mind to focus on this. This is a beautiful concept. The top circle is representing the mind. The bottom circle is the body. Now, the top half of the top circle is the conscious mind. The bottom half of the top circle is the subconscious mind, and the bottom circle is the body, and it all works through the body. Now, this image represents the mind and the body. The top half of the top circle is the conscious mind. The bottom half of the top circle is the subconscious mind. The little circle is an image that represents the body. Now, the body is the instrument that the mind works through. Now, let me tell you something. I learned this back 1966, 65, 66. And I'm going to tell you, I've said many times since then, this is without question the most valuable idea I've ever learned. You see, no one is an image of the mind until they get this. I want you to let that represent the mind to you. And when you see in that and let that represent the mind, then you can change what's going on in your mind. And that is what everybody wants to do. If you want to increase your income, you got to change it in here first. If you don't change it in your mind first, it's not going to happen. It's got to happen up here before it happens out here in the physical plane. Absolutely must happen there. Now, keep thinking here for a moment. This is so important. Let's see how this works. There's the conscious mind, the subconscious, and the body. Now, the conscious mind, pay close attention, is the thinking mind. That is what you think with. The conscious mind is your educated mind. This is the part of the mind where your intellect is resident. It operates quite different than down here. The subconscious is your emotional mind. Now let's take a look at some more interesting information on the conscious mind. This is where you choose. All the choices you made or make are in your conscious mind. This is a part of your mind that accepts or rejects information. Somebody said, how'd you like to go to the show with me? No, I don't want to go. It was your conscious mind that decided that. Somebody says, let's go down to Harry's and shoot a game of pool. No, I don't feel it. That's your conscious mind that said that. See, any choice, any decision is made in the conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind is where you can originate ideas that can change the whole world. So, come on. No, if you study history, go into some encyclopedias and start to study it, you're going to find that it was a fairly unknown individual in a fairly small town out in the backwoods somewhere that made a decision to change the whole world. Think of Jonas Salk. He created the vaccine that eliminated polio. Polio used to be called infantile paralysis, and it was upgraded to polio. Now think, did anybody know of Jonas Salk before then? I don't think so. Well, that's the part of your mind where you're going to originate ideas. Now come over here in the subconscious. The subconscious is the emotional mind, and it must accept anything you give to it. Whatever idea you plant in the subconscious mind, it becomes reality. It must accept because it has no ability to reject. See, the ability to reject is on a conscious level, not on a subconscious. Now, this is a beautiful truth, and the beauty of it will maybe not really register in your mind until you're involved in this blueprint for success for a little bit of time. See, this part of you, the subconscious mind, cannot differentiate between what is real and what's imagined. That is a huge statement. This is a part of you that can determine what's the difference between reality and imagined, and what's imagined. It can't determine the difference. It doesn't know the difference. This is a big, big thing to learn. Now, this is information that we've got on the mind. Now, I want you to come with me. Let's look here. This is you today. Now, you know what I just showed you. Well, let's see how it works. Your conscious mind is getting inundated from social media, from other people, from Netflix, and it's causing you to think the way you think. That's right. You have the ability to say, get out of here. Get out of here. See, as you get hit with this information, you say, it's all negative. I don't want it. Get out of here. But we don't do that. Let's look at what we do. We not only don't say, get out of here, we leave our conscious mind set aside. Our subconscious will accept whatever you're giving to it, all the negative ideas. That's how a paradigm is formed. A paradigm is a multitude of ideas that are fixed in your subconscious mind that control your life. Now stay with me here. Let's close the window on that and see how this has happened. How did that paradigm get in there? Well, here's you as an infant. This is you as a baby, okay? And as a baby, there's people around you, and they're inundating your subconscious mind with whatever's going on in their mind. Now think, about 90% of the population are going in the wrong direction. Oh, it's your parents, it's your cousins, your aunts, your next door neighbor, your friends. And now I'm not talking bad about these people. They're probably very nice people. But how well are they educated on how to program a mind? How well are they educated when a new baby comes along to make sure the baby gets the right ideas in their subconscious mind? They probably are not educated in that area at all. So that's how the paradigm is formed. Come back and look at me. See, all those ideas were programmed in when the baby was just an infant. And here's the baby, 4 or 5 years later, the paradigm is formed. The paradigm is formed. The subconscious mind was inundated with ideas. And that's how the paradigm got formed. It's a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior, and almost all of our behavior is habitual. So do you see, a person goes out into the world, their paradigm controls their behavior. I'm not exaggerating. Look at this. We already have the knowledge and the power to accomplish most anything we want. We've already got it. However, we have not developed a clear understanding of how paradigms are formed or how they control our habitual behavior. We've never learned that. Therefore, we frequently do not do what we already know how to do. Now look here. Superior knowledge, inferior results cause confusion and frustration. Now think. Here we are here. Okay? Use the model. There's all the knowledge that the person's gained up to this point in their life. And they've got a ton of it. They have a lot of knowledge. But they also have a paradigm. And it's not the knowledge that determines the results you get. It is not the knowledge. You could know how to do a great job. The paradigm is what controls the results. Your paradigm controls your results. This is almost scary when you think about it. If you want to change your results, you've got to change the paradigm. It's absolutely essential. You're going to have to build a new self-image there. And you might ask yourself, do you know how? Do you know how to shift a paradigm? And the answer may be no. That's where the program comes in. I want you to look at the areas of your life your paradigm has an enormous influence over. This is really pretty wild. Your perception is controlled by your paradigm. How you see the world is controlled by your paradigm. Have you any idea what that does to your attitude? What that does to your goal setting? You may look at something and you'd say, well, that's going to be really difficult, when it could be really easy. Your paradigm is controlling your perception. Your paradigm controls how you utilize your time. It controls how you use your time. Everybody gets exactly the same amount of time. So it's what we do with it. Your paradigm controls your creativity. You're God's highest form of creation. You've got all kinds of creative power locked up within you. Well, your paradigm is going to dictate how much of it you use. It controls your effectiveness. And your effectiveness controls your productivity. Now look at this for a moment. Your paradigm controls your logic. Have you any idea how many goals have been shot down because of logic? We would never be flying in the air if the Wright brothers hadn't said to the logic, step aside. Logic would have killed it for them. Now here's the real key. Your paradigm also controls your ability to earn money. How did I go from earning $4,000 a year in under 5 years to earning $1 million? How did that happen? I didn't get any smarter. That's what our blueprint for success is all about. It's about how Bob did that. Because Bob firmly believes if Bob did it, you can do it. And he's right. Now look at all this. It's almost like there's a box, and it's got us on the inside of the box. Yet if you want to utilize more time or earn more money or shift your perception, you bounce against the wall and you get knocked down. Now look here for a moment. I want you to look at the areas of your life that your paradigm has enormous influence over and think, if I just decide to change that, the walls come tumbling down. Now look, I just decide I'm going to do it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to learn how to do it. Watch this. The walls come tumbling down. That means that away I go. Now look at. Just imagine how your entire life will change as you begin improving any or all of these areas. Your life will change like night and day. Change is huge. And here's the beautiful part. Change is not only huge, the change is permanent. I never went back. The paradigm is in your subconscious. With your higher faculties, you've got the ability to kick the paradigm right out of town. That's right. And you put in a new paradigm. The paradigm's controlling your life. This is what the blueprint for success is all about. What we teach is the most valuable information in the world. I don't know anyone else that's teaching it anywhere in the world. You say, well, somebody must be. I don't know who they are. I want you to begin to think. I want you to really think.
That was so good. I'm smiling from ear to ear over here, seeing Bob on Zoom from my side. It feels like he's right here with us. And that was just an incredibly powerful lesson. We've had an amazing first day so far. There's still one more segment this afternoon. And I want to run through everything that we've gone through so far today. Of course, we started with a 6 a.m. segment from Sandy Gallagher on visioneering that was lights out. So good, the perfect way to start this week. And then on this session, Iraj got into desire and mindset. Bob just taught us a great segment on paradigms. Monica gave an incredible recap and assignment. In fact, I think she said this assignment is worthy of its own 5-day event. And I'm inclined to agree, and we might just do that. So we'll have to see. Here's what I want to say. You know, I worked with Bob extremely closely, talked to him almost every single day for the last 13 years. So did Iraj. Monica's been working with him for years. Sandy, of course, his business partner and closest confidant for 15 years. And we know exactly what to give you as far as a formula to create your best life. And that's what we're giving you this week. We are giving you everything that Bob gave us and that Bob would give you. We've worked with him on dozens of events. And I hope that you just buckle up and you are ready to fly this week. Really dig in, do the assignments. You know, I mentioned that, Monica mentioned that. It's worth mentioning again. Do the assignments, do the work, take action this week. And this week can be a quantum leap week for you that changes the trajectory of your entire life. I want to give you just a couple of housekeeping items and then I will let you go about your day. So really quickly, we're getting tons of questions about the replays. Replays from every single segment this week will be made available immediately after we end under the guide section in the Facebook group or on our YouTube channel. But for a very limited amount of time, all of the replays are coming down 1 week from today on Monday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So what I want to encourage you to do is watch the replay as many times as you can, as quickly as you can. If you miss a live segment, be sure and go back and watch it because we're giving you, today we laid an incredible foundation for the whole week. This week, we're giving you everything you need to create your best life. I can assure you that. So I've got pages of notes here. I hope you've got pages of notes. If you haven't already, mark off all of these session times on your calendar so you can set aside all distractions. Get your pen and your paper ready. This week is going to be incredible. Next up, we have a segment at 1 p.m. for Coach's Corner where you can join Monica DeMarin and one of our success advisors. And then, of course, back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., another segment with Sandy, and 11 a.m. Eastern, another segment right here with us. So I hope to see you there. I hope to see you live. And of course, watch the replays, do the assignment. Once you do that assignment, what I want you to do is take a picture of it and tag your success advisor in the group so your success advisor can touch base with you and start helping you get the best results from this event. And last thing, write in the comments of this video right now, what is your biggest takeaway from today? Let us know what it is. And we'll see you at 1 o'clock Eastern today for Coach's Corner. Thanks so much. Talk soon.